One important SDAIE strategy that can help English language learners better understand and comprehend material is word webbing. Word webbing is a graphic organizer that connects key terms by lines and arrows. It shows how these words are connected. To create a word web, a word or phrase is written in the center circle. In surrounding circles, there are characteristics and definitions. These outer circles are then connected to the center circle through lines or by arrows. So why should we use word webbing? Word webbing is primarily used to help students increase their vocabulary. This can be done in two ways. First, it can be used to introduce new vocabulary terms. This can be done at the beginning of a lesson or a unit, or before reading a story. In the surrounding circles, after teaching a vocabulary term, teachers can write the definition, synonyms, the context of the word, or examples. By pre-teaching vocabulary terms in these ways, students will gain a base knowledge of the terms to help them better comprehend the content. Word webs can also be used to review vocabulary terms. This can be done at the end of a lesson or a unit, or after reading a story. Word webs could be used to clarify and review these terms. The teacher could write the vocabulary term in the center circle, and the students could practice what the vocabulary term means by adding their own definitions, synonyms, or examples of the term. Word webs can also be used for brainstorming for different writing assignments. Students can write the topic that they're going to be writing on in the center circle, and in the outside circles they can include different facts or details that they'll want to include in their writing. This is a great way to help students organize their thoughts, and it helps them outline what they're going to be saying in their essay or paragraph. It can also be used to introduce new information to the class. Finally, word webs can be used to review information that was taught in a lesson or a unit. At the end of a lesson or a unit, before an assessment, the teacher could go back over the main topic that was taught in that lesson or unit. The students could then write what they remember, the different facts and details about the unit in the outside circles. So when should word webbing take place? Word webbing should take place at the beginning of a unit or a lesson by pre-teaching the vocabulary. It can take place in the middle of a unit or a lesson by reviewing content or introducing even more new vocabulary terms. It can also be done in the middle of a lesson or a unit in order to brainstorm for a writing assignment. And word webbing can be used at the end of a unit or a lesson in order to review content. Word webbing can be done as a whole class by having the teacher work on creating a word web and then having students add to it. It can also be done in small groups. Students can create their own in a group. And finally, word webs can be done independently. Students can create their own word webs in order to brainstorm for everyone's individual writing assignments. What are the benefits of word webbing? Word webbing is a great way for students to organize their information. It also helps them break down information. This is great for all students, but especially English language learners, as they're able to clearly see the information in front of them. It also allows students to connect the new information with prior knowledge. They're able to use background knowledge to add to their surrounding circles, which is especially great for English language learners, as they're able to add to the content, which helps them feel more motivated. Students are able to use familiar words and ideas in order to make connections to unfamiliar words. Word webbing is also a great way to organize writing, which I already discussed through brainstorming. In addition, word webbing is great for increasing reading comprehension. Because word webbing focuses primarily on vocabulary improvement, students are able to increase their comprehension because they're more familiar with more words. They're also familiar with different synonyms to these words and the context of these words, which they may find in their reading assignments. This allows the students to better understand these words and what they're reading. Finally, word webs are a great tool because it's an excellent visual aid. This is great for visual learners as well as English language learners, as they're able to view the important components of a lesson in an organized way.